So this area is actually the central business district of Marawi City before the siege.
It was the CBD.
So you can, yes, you can imagine that the area is busy with a lot of people, a lot of cars, and of course business was going on. But during the siege, this was also where the ISIS established their defensive position. They knew that across the river, it would be difficult for the government forces to come into this area. And so it took really several days before the government forces were able to come in. And as you see, there was really heavy fighting.
These buildings have taken some big hits. I mean, there's
That's right.
a lot of bombs here.
A lot of bombs. You will see that the structures are really solid. They're made of concrete, and not just concrete, but they're really reinforced. The reason why is because the people here in Marawi City have a culture of rido. Rido means these are clan wars, family wars. And so they have to establish defensive positions in their respective houses, in their respective buildings. Most of these buildings have basements, and some of them even have underground tunnels.
You can see why there were so many civilian deaths, though, with the scale of this sort of destruction.
During the early days of the siege, the civilians were forced to evacuate. So most of this were abandoned by the owners, and so the ISIS had a fiesta, so to speak, because they looted all the buildings. They knew where the food was located at. They knew where the banks were located at, and they looted all of these places. There are lots of open spaces. Like if you look at this area was the place where a lot of fightings took place, and it took about several weeks before the government forces coming from this area were able to cross into this area going towards the lake. So
to clear these buildings was difficult.
To clear these buildings, yes. Most of the ISIS snipers were perched on top of the tall buildings. So they had a good view of the advance of the forces.
You can see where the ISIS fighters in certain places have knocked out parts of the wall to give themselves cover.
That's right. So you will see this is Bato Mosque.
Or was.
Was Bato Mosque, yes. This was where most of the civilian hostages were kept.
As I understand it, the ISIS fighters came in and first day tried to control the banks and the businesses and,
That's right.
and get the money straight away.
That's right, that's right. That was one of their first objectives, because in order for them to create that wilayat or that caliphate, they had to have territory, they had to have resources, so they had to get war loot from the area.
There must have been an enormous amount of ammunition expended over that 5 months, because
Yes.
you can see on these buildings every inch of them has been hit.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, so we had to really use up our war reserves, and we had to bring in more ammunition and more firearms from our neighbors. So China gave their firearms and some ammunition, and of course our allies and partners also contributed.
You were here in the thick of it. It must have been very fierce.
It was day and night, no stop.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
No, this is the first time that we encountered this kind of warfare here in the Philippines.
Hello, I'm Liam Bartlett. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.